When you're mowing lawns and looking after grass, or even getting asked lots of questions about lawns, what do people ask you about? They ask you about toadstools. What do I do about my toadstools? Well, let's get down and have a look at what, well, actually most people call them mushrooms, but in fact they're toadstools. And they're quite pretty, really. Do you think the fairies have been here during the night? The conditions at the moment are just right for them. It's, of course, damp, moist, warm in the ground. The ground has warmed up. So how do we get rid of them? Well, ideally, what you need to do is just pick them off. So you would just pick them off. Because if you actually see the sport underneath is where you would spread them. If you chop them up much with a mower, mulch it, you'll actually spread the mushroom around the place. They're rather pretty, really, aren't they? Now, what are we going to do about it? Well, there's no chemical cure really for them at all. We used to have fungicides that we could use on mushrooms on lawns, but really, quite honestly, most of those things have disappeared. What we normally do is suggest that you just sweep them off the lawn into a dustpan and then get rid of them. You can put them on the compost heap, they won't do any harm at all, but basically you just have to put up with mushrooms on your lawn. Now, they're toadstools, of course. Now, I mentioned mushrooms, and some of the gardens that I keep an eye on, we have some fantastic field mushrooms growing. Now, okay, they're field mushrooms, but be very careful. I wouldn't eat them, even though they smell and look like mushrooms. So never pick toadstools unless you really know what you're doing. I have been out with a lady who taught me years ago which were good and which were bad, but be careful. Don't just eat mushrooms that you found in a field. I'd rather go to the supermarket and buy them, quite honestly. However, the lawn, yes, sweep them off, keep the lawn mowed. We're talking lawns today. And don't forget that lawns need regular cutting. Even if it's a bit damp and rainy, keep the lawns cut. Regular cutting will keep your lawn in good condition. And don't worry about the fairies.